Hi. So, I thought I would try something a bit different with this video. I found out that my local library has like a matchmaking service where you put in some details about books you've liked, authors you like, why you like them, what you don't like in books, and then they will email you a list of books that they think you'll like based on those answers. So I thought it would be fun to do this as a little, challenge video, whatever you want to call it, where I actually test out the videos that they mentioned on this list and see if I do like them. Okay, I can't be bothered doing a screen recording, especially since it's just a one-page email. So I will just put the screen cap on the screen and I will just read what it says. So it says, "Hi Emma, sorry for the delay in response to our book matchmaking service. I've been off work for a short period. Using the answers you provided in your form, I identified the following as things you enjoy when you read. Suspense, twists, authentic characters, thrillers, intricately plotted, diversity, and witty." Yeah, you know what? All of that seems legit. Using these factors, I put together the following list of reads you might enjoy. Listen for the Lie by Amy Tintera. I actually don't know how to pronounce it. Burn Down, Rise Up by Vincent Tirado. Yellowface by R.F. Kuang. That one I have heard of. Apples Never Fall by Liane Moriarty. Again, I have heard of that one. And White Ivy by Susan Yang. You might also enjoy books by the following authors: Riley Sager, Kate Alice Marshall, Sally Hepworth, and Gillian McAllister. Let me know if there's any feedback or you would like further picks. I hope there's something you enjoy. Regards, Emily. Okay, so that's pretty cool, and I probably would have filmed the intro to this bit after, so let's flip back to future me. Bye! Alright, it's too hot for me to even pretend to care what I look like at the moment. But, hi! So, it is time for the reading portion of the library matchmaker video. I have collected all the books. It was a library matchmaker thing, so I did go to the library for most of these. But I found Yellowface at a charity shop, so I figured for a couple of dollars I'll buy this one. But yeah, everything else has come from the library. And yeah, I finally got them in because the library finally reopened. And like I said, I wasn't told at all in that email what these books are about. But I did do a poll about which one I should read first. And they told me that I should start with the Liane Moriarty, Apples Never Fall. And she is the one author in this stack that I have read from previously. And my things with her are a bit up and down. Like, I liked Big Little Lies, but I didn't like the other thing that I read by her. So this will be my way of figuring out whether I do actually like her writing. But this one is about... From the outside, the ladies appear to be an enviably contented family. Now that Joy and Stan have sold the family business, they have all the time in the world to learn how to relax. Their four adult children are busy living their own lives. And while it could be argued they never quite achieved their destinies, no one ever says that out loud. But now Joy Delaney has disappeared, and her children are re-examining their parents' marriage and their family history with fresh, frightened eyes. Were things ever as rosy as they seemed in the Delaney household? That does actually sound good. But yeah, so I read the prologue, which is like 2 chapters, or which is like 1 page. So I don't really have a lot to say about this yet, but I will come back with my actual thoughts.
Currently, it is 42 degrees Celsius, which is 104 Fahrenheit for my American and Fahrenheit friends. So reading probably won't happen tonight. It's too hot for me to concentrate. But it will definitely happen tomorrow because it's meant to cool down. Alright, I'll catch up with you guys soon. Bye! Okay, so I'm just coming in with a really quick update about Apples Never Fall by Liane Moriarty. I honestly, reading this reminds me why I'm kind of on the fence about Liane Moriarty's writing. Like, I do like the mystery element, but she spends so much time like going back and forth from with flashbacks and other POVs to stuff that kind of just seems like a lot of filler, and I feel like that kind of takes, like, personally, that takes me out of the enjoyment of the mystery side of it that she's trying to build. Yeah, it just takes me out of it. So I'm not 100% sure. I don't think I'm gonna finish this one, or if I do, I won't enjoy it. I'm on page 62. I'm gonna give it to page 100 and see how I feel about it. Otherwise, I will be DNFing this and we'll move on to the next one. I'll check back in 40 pages when I get to page 100. Bye. Yeah, I am DNFing this. I am only on page 70, so I live at 8 pages since I was last on the camera. But yeah, I get what the library matchmaker was going for by giving me this book. But yeah, I have to accept that Liane Moriarty's writing style isn't for me and move on. So I'm going to DNF this and figure out what I'm reading next for this video. Bye! So I went through the options and I decided to pick up the only middle grade of this that the library matchmaker gave me, because I feel like this would be a quick read, and I think this is just kind of what I need right now, is a middle grade. Well, Goodreads has it classified as horror, so like a middle grade horror / thriller should be a good way to like fill the vibe, or if nothing else it'll be quick. But yeah, Burn Down Rise Up by Vincent Tirado. Since the matchmaker didn't say what it's about, I am just going to give a quick summary. Mysterious disappearances, an urban legend rumored to be responsible, and one group of friends determined to save their city at any cost. So, yeah. Reading the full synopsis, this does seem like something I would read. So the matchmaker was right on with that. And I will come back once I've read more of this. Bye! Hello. So it is the same day, but I am reading this book very quickly. I just got to this book's in parts, and I just got to the end of part 1, start of part 2. So I thought I would come in with an update, because I probably will finish this tonight, because it's reading quite quickly and I am really enjoying it. This is basically about this girl named Raquel, and she's basically discovered that her mother is in a coma and she has to live with her father who she doesn't really know all that well. And she's also got news that a friend of hers, Cisco, has also disappeared. And basically she keeps being haunted by dreams of Cisco's face. And Cisco has basically told her, or asked her, to watch over his cousin, I think it is? Yeah, his cousin Charlize. And the two of them are teaming up to figure out what happened to Cisco, because they're both getting similar haunting dreams. Like, they're both getting visited by Cisco in what they think is a dream. Yeah, he just like keeps popping up in like random spots, and they still don't really know what happened. And just before part 2 started, they learnt about what the Echo game was. And Raquel, Charlize, and what was his other name? Yeah, what was his name? They had a friend in this. Aaron. That's his name. Yeah, so Raquel and Charlize have teamed up with Aaron, who was, I don't know if he was close to Aaron, but he does have a crush on Charlize. So he's pretty much, well, he's the one who told them more about what this game is. Yeah, and they've also gone into, like, the history of, like, Bronx. This is set in New York, specifically the Bronx, and her dad, I think it was her dad told her, basically Raquel has learnt about the fact that there were these slumlords in Bronx that would and there were, like, a lot of, like, fires and stuff in older Bronx, and every time she sees Cisco, there's, like, a lot of smoke and fire, and so I have a feeling that has to do with the title, but it hasn't been revealed what it means. But yeah, I do quite like the way that they've taken that, and it is very, and it's very intriguing. So I do look forward to continuing this and seeing where it goes, because I am invested. And I'll probably see you in a couple of hours when I finish this. Bye! And I was right. It's a few hours later, but I finished Burn Down, Rise Up by Vincent Torrado. I actually really enjoyed where they took this book. It's a look at, slum. It's a good way of looking at the present day and how things used to be a long time ago. This bounced between present day and I think it was the 70s. Yeah, I've already given you a basic premise of what this was about, so I'll just update you with my final thoughts. Yeah, basically, I did really enjoy this. It ended up being a sapphic love story by the end, which I do appreciate. But yeah, I thought that this was really quite good for like a middle grade / YA. I am gonna give it a 4-star. So the librarian matchmaker was actually quite good, quite close with this one. Yeah, I ended up giving that a 4-star. And I will catch you guys when I start the next book. Bye!
Okay, and as you saw from that little goofy clip I did just before this, I have picked up Yellowface by Rebecca F. Kuang. This one is an interesting one. It is the first book I have read by this author, either as Rebecca F. Kuang, Rebecca Kuang, or R.F. Kuang. But yeah, this is an interesting book so far. Basically, I really don't like the main character in this, but I'm pretty sure I'm not supposed to. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm not supposed to. Or at least I hope I'm not supposed to, because I don't like her. Yeah, I don't really need to say what this is about, because this is a pretty well-known book on YouTube. And I'm not really a summary kind of person. I'm more of a read for the vibes kind of person. But I'll do my best. This is about June. And her friend, Athena, I think it's Athena. Yeah. Athena dies. And June is the only one that has access to Athena's manuscript. She starts editing it with every intention to say that it's Athena's work. But then something inside her dings, and suddenly she's claiming it as her own. So that's the best I can do for description. you want a more detailed description, go to a different channel. But yeah, I am actually quite enjoying this so far. I am 97 pages in. She has just published the book, and everyone is all on top, is all like congratulating her and everything. But yeah, she has to somehow come up with a explanation as to why she's a white person talking in such detail about Chinese history. She's gone by her middle name, which is Song, because it sounds more Chinese than her actual name. And that's pretty much what I'm up to. Her book's just gotten published. She keeps bad talking Athena, which again, I don't think we're meant to like this main character, so I understand why they're doing it. But yeah, I don't like the main character in this, but I am liking the vibes of this story. This book is only, how many pages? Hold on. Once I take out the acknowledgements and the about the author, 319 pages. Yeah, so 319 pages. So I should be finished this probably, if not today, tomorrow. But I will come back when I either have something else to say or I finish the book. Bye. It is the same day since I last sat in this chair, but I have finished Yellowface. I think I just sat down and read for like a good 4 or 5 hours, but I did get it done. I think I'm giving this a 3.5. Yeah. Sorry, ignore that yawn. Yeah, 3.5 is where I'm sitting with this. I thought it was fine. It was done really well about showing like diversity and like the struggle with racism and diversity in the publishing industry. But yeah, I feel like this just, I didn't like it as much as other people seemed to. So I'm going to sit with a 3.5. It's going to get on hold because I'm trying to only keep my all-time favorites behind me. And this just didn't fit the cut, so this will be going. And I will check back in with you for the next one for this video. Bye. Hello! And I have finished the next book for this video, which is White Ivy by Susie Yang. I actually kind of see where the librarian was coming from with this one, based on some of the ones that I told her I liked. But I'm giving this a 3-star, probably 3.5. Because I just feel like it was unnecessarily long and parts of it dragged. Like, this book is over 500 and something pages, and not a lot happens for some of it. So yeah, I'm sticking with a 3.5. I can't give it any more than that. But I have ticked this off as completed. I have one more book to finish for this video, so I'll probably finish that tomorrow, because it's a thriller and I read those pretty fast. If not tomorrow, definitely the day after. And I will see you guys then. Bye! Okay, and I finally finished the last book for this challenge, Listen for the Lie by Amy Tintera. I thought this book, it was okay. You kind of have like, the way that it ended, it's like, is that really what happened, or is that just a convenient way to end it? And I kind of like those open-ended situations. But yeah, you have Lucy, and she has gone back to the town where she was accused of murdering her best friend. And there's this podcast called Listen for the Lie that is trying to get to the truth. And yeah, I did quite enjoy this one. I'm giving it a 3.5. So that brings this one to a close. I think the library was close on a couple of these with actually matching me to my perfect book. But I'm calling this one done, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!